Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz of Chicago Law Luxury Makeup, and today's Sunday morning Get Ready With Me, we are going to be playing with the brand new Chanel Eye and Cheek palette. I picked up shade Tendresse, so we're going to be using that today to create a full face of Chanel beauty. So if you're curious to see how I created this look, keep watching. I cannot wait to open up this Chanel bag and look and see all of the products that I picked up. Now, I didn't pick up a lot. I just picked up the face palette and then two new lipsticks. So I'm gonna unbox all of those. We're gonna swatch them. And then I thought we would do a full face of Chanel for today's Sunday morning Get Ready With Me. It has been a long time since I have done a full face of Chanel. So I am really excited to be doing a full face of Chanel using some new products and some of my old favorites. So here is how the bag came. She did give me a little ribbon. I do have the camellia right there. I absolutely love the Chanel packaging. It is always some of the absolute best. Here are the three items that I purchased. My sales associate did throw in a few samples. I won't go through all of those, but I do have like 4 or 5 samples, and I'm really excited to have those. The biggest thing that I got is this new face palette. This is the eyeshadow and blush palette, and I got shade 957 Tendresse. There is a darker shade, which I was very happy to see. I still kind of think this one's a little dark, so I'm shocked that there's not a lighter one. So here is the outer packaging. It is the same size as their oversized bronzer. So it is substantially bigger than their regular eyeshadow palettes or even their blushes. And then when you open it up, you do have a little plastic covering. And then when you take it off, those are the 4 shades. They're labeled as dark, light, medium, and medium. It has an 18-month shelf life, and this is made in Italy. I think it looks really beautiful. I am going to use it on both the eyes and the cheeks so that we can see how they apply to both. We will start by swatching it, and I will go dark, light, medium, medium. So there's the dark shade. There's the light. Medium. And medium. I was hoping that this brown would be a little bit darker and I could use it as a bronzer. I think it's going to be a little too light to be used as a bronzer. But there are the 4 shades, and like I said, we'll use this both on the cheek and the eyes to create the look today. Now, while I was there, I did pick up 2 Rouge Allure velvet shades. I think one of them is new and one of them is part of their existing collection. So the new one that I picked up is shade number 60. So here is the packaging. It is the type of bullet where you push down and then pull it out. So this is shade 60. It looks like a beautiful nude. So there's 60. Yeah, that's a beautiful nude. And then this one right here is 64. I believe this was part of their existing shade already. And again, it is another nude shade, but a little bit of a different undertone. So 60 is more brown and 62 is a little bit more pink. So I will be using that today as well. For foundation today, I'm going to use the Le Beige Healthy Glow foundation. I have shade B30. This is almost empty. I pump, like nothing wants to come out. So there is the consistency of the Le Beige Healthy Glow. I think this foundation is gorgeous. And my skin used to be a little bit more oily than it is now. And when I would wear this, I would mix in a more matte foundation. But these days, my skin is so dry, and this is a perfect foundation for me. It has a light to medium coverage, and I do prefer something with a little bit more coverage, but it is buildable, and I will go in and build it up. But this is how it looks upon just the first application. And you can see it just melts into my skin. It's not patchy. It doesn't move when you're applying it. It is really a really good foundation. Here is about a pump and a half on the face. it really built up nicely. It gives me that amount of coverage I want, and I really, really like this foundation. For concealer, I'm going to use the brand new Sublimage concealer. I have shade B20 in the concealer. I'm just going to pick up a little bit with my finger and tap it on, and then I'll blend it out with my brush. I've got this little pimple down here, so I'll just put the rest of the concealer down there. I am not one who normally gets pimples, but I don't know. I don't know where that thing came from, but it is large, and I'm just leaving it alone. I'm not touching it. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm going to use the Ombre Premier Longwear Cream Shadow in shade Scintillant. This is my favorite eye primer, and I use it all the time. So this is absolutely nothing new. I am happy to report that I am finally feeling better. My cough is gone. I have no more cold symptoms. I have my voice back. So that is good. That is good. Things are looking up. Spring will be here soon, I hope. I do not have a Chanel loose powder. I used all of mine up last year and I emptied it. And I haven't repurchased it yet. I would repurchase, I will repurchase, I just haven't yet. I have so many open powders. So I'm just gonna go in really, really lightly and really, really quickly with my Sicily. For bronzer, I'm gonna use this combination that I did the other day on my shorts. And it was mixing these two bronzers. I used the Chanel cream bronzer with the oversized bronzer in medium Sunkissed. And it was beautiful. It's such a beautiful natural combination. So that's what we're going to do again today. This is shade Universal. So this is the lightest of the two shades. Since I don't have a summer tan, this shade actually kind of shows up on me lightly, but it does. But it's enough to give that natural glow, that natural sun-kissed look, which I really, really like. So now I'm going to lightly go in with this powder bronzer. Again, this is the medium shade and it's called Sunkiss. It is really, really pretty. And like I said, I'm just lightly going in. I don't want too much bronze on my face because I really do want to play with this new face palette. All right, now we are ready to play with the brand new face palette. I cannot wait, you guys. I have been waiting for this for so long. So long. The boutique where I normally get my Chanel had it available at the beginning of February. And I texted my SA to order it, however, she was on vacation. And by the time she got back, they were told that they could no longer sell it and that the release was being pushed back. So I had to wait, and I not so patiently waited for this palette. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this dark shade. That looks like such a pretty, pretty shade. And I'm using my Chikuhodo KZ number 4. Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's a beautiful, beautiful blush color. I think that the medium shade, the kind of peach, would also be very pretty. But I prefer this deeper shade. Oh, I love it. I love that. I'm going to take a Sonia G Designer Pro, and we're going to pick up that light shade and use that as a highlighter. You see that? Shift. It's pretty. When I swatched it, I didn't get much of a shift, so I wasn't sure how it would apply to the cheeks, but it looks like it's applying really nicely. So as a face palette, so far, very, very impressed. Now let's see how it works as an eyeshadow. I'm going to take a Tom Ford eyeshadow brush, and this is the number 13. I'm going to go into that brown. I think that is going to be a perfect crease shade. It wasn't very deep, so I think it's just the right shade for a crease. Yeah, look at that. That's really pretty. I am curious how this compares to some of the other Chanel palettes that I have, and I will do a few swatch comparisons at the end. I'm always curious about that, just to see how similar the shades are. I can also do a few swatches with blushes. And if there are any side-by-side colors that you want to see, let me know, and I can do those. And I probably will do some of those like blush comparisons in my shorts, because like I said last week, I'm really trying to do comparison videos in my shorts. I don't know. Let me know down below. Do you guys even watch shorts? I'm still trying to figure this whole ever-changing social media out. It's always changing. All right, so there's that brown shade in the crease. I think it is really, really pretty. Really, really pretty. I'm going to go in with that same brush into this peach shade. And Chanel called it medium as well. And I'm just going to place it on top of the brown. So they just kind of built up that brown just a little bit more. Gives it a little bit more color. I'm going to take a Sonia G blender brush. And I'm going to go into that dark shade, the deep shade. And we'll place that on the outer corner. So as I'm applying this, there are several Chanel quads that come to mind. That just kind of, they look similar. And I don't have all of them, but I do have a few. I don't think it's really an original color story. I mean, there for a while, this was pretty much the only color story Chanel was coming out with. So I don't think that it's super original. And I do think that this dark shade is much better suited for a blush. I was hoping that it would be a little bit more brown, and it's not. It's really showing up pretty red on the eye. I'm going to take a Sonia G Builder, and I will go into that light shade, and we will use that in the inner half of the eye. See, and this also shows up way more pink on the eye than it did on the cheek. Now, I'm going to keep playing with this eyeshadow, or this palette as an eyeshadow, maybe doing just 2 of the shades. I kind of feel like when I'm using all 4, I'm not getting as much definition as I would like. So I'd like to try it with maybe just 2 or even 1. I'm going back in with that deep shade to build up that outer corner. My first impression is I would definitely use this more as a face palette than as an eyeshadow palette. But that's personal preference, and that is clearly because of the shades, the colors. This is not a color story that I typically reach for or gravitate towards. That is not to say that it's not pretty or I don't like it. I do think it is really, really pretty. It's just not a color story that I would reach for a lot. But I'm not throwing in the towel yet. I still do want to continue, like I said, to play with it and maybe use 2 of the shadows to create a look, maybe some one and dones. I take a Sonia G Pencil 1. I'm going to go into that brown shade, and I'm going to take that underneath the eye. I think it might be a little bit too light to even be seen, but I know if I were to use that red, the deep shade, it would not look good. I'm using the brown, even though it's not quite as deep as I would like. They did have a eyeliner, it was called Aura Rose, that was just put out with this collection. I thought it was very similar to this one. This is Couvre d'Or, which is the gold, and when I swatched the eyeliner in the store, it showed up pretty gold. So this is the one I have. So that's the reason I didn't pick it up. I did a new mascara. It was the Rouge Allure mascara formula. However, instead of black, it was red. I did not pick that up. Again, red just on my eyes is not a good fit. I'm going to line my eyes, and I'm going to use the Long Lasting eyeliner in shade Espresso, and then I will also put some mascara on, and I am going to use that Rouge Allure mascara. I do really like it. So I will put both of these on off camera, and then we'll be back so that we can apply this new lipstick. Here's the finished eye look with eyeliner and mascara. I think it made a huge difference. It really helped. I think adding that extra brown onto the eye kind of toned down that red or that pink for me. So I really like it. I think it is beautiful. I love how it gives a very monochromatic look to the face. The eyeshadow and the blush, they all kind of go together. I think it's really pretty. So now we're going to try this new lipstick. And I am going to use the newer one that was just released, and that is shade number 60. I'm going to line my lips. I have the lip liner in shade 162 Nude Brune. You can see I am almost out of this one. I will definitely finish it this year. I have one of the Rouge Allure Velvet lipsticks. I do not like it. It is extremely drying. I am told that this is better, that they have reformulated it and it is much better. So let's try. It is 1,000 times better. This feels like a soft matte, kind of like the Suku matte. It feels really good. Really good. Oh, I love it. This is like completely different lipstick than the one that I have. Oh, I really like that. Everyone told me that this is a perfect shade for me, and they were right. I absolutely love it. Oh, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. And it feels very comfortable on the lips. I prefer a more hydrating lipstick. This is not drying at all. This is very soft. It feels very comfortable. I'm very impressed. I am now kicking myself that I didn't try these sooner. So now what I want to do is do a few swatch comparisons with a few other Chanel palettes that I have. As I was applying it, the first one that came to my mind is this Tweed, and this is the number 3 Tweed Fauve. And this peach shade I want to swatch. You tell me. Those are so similar. They are a different formula, but the color, yeah, that's really close. So there's a brown shade in the Tweed, and it is definitely more brown. Then there's a red orange, and so that's different as well. So the only one that's super similar is that peach. The other palette that came to mind that I actually own is the Intensity one, and I wanted to swatch this kind of maroon shade. So that is definitely more purple, and that is definitely more cool tone purple as well. And I'll go ahead and swatch the gold just because. But yeah, that's not similar either. All right, so this palette is not similar at all. For blushes, I'm going to swatch this peach colored blush. This is the Peche Rosé. So that is very similar as well. This is here is the shade that's in the new quad, and then there's the Peche Rosé, and then there's that Tweed orange. So all of those peach shades, those are actually very similar. I also have Brune Rossi, although my compact is broken. I don't think that this is going to be all that similar. It is slightly similar, but not really. Another Chanel blush that I have is this little duo here. This is the Duo Blush and Highlighter. So I'm going to swatch both of those, but I'm going to get out a clean arm. My other arm is a little bit full. So I'm going to take that medium peach shade again. And then I'm going to take that coral shade right there. That's definitely more coral. And then the highlighter. And I will actually swatch the highlighter in this face palette. So the highlighters are very, very similar. So if you have this palette, the highlighter is pretty much identical. So here is another Chanel blush. Can you tell I love Chanel blushes? This is the Illuminating Blush Powder. There is the deep shade in the new palette. So they're kind of similar, just a little bit different. When applied, they may look very, very similar. Even though swatched, you can definitely see a difference. I think this is going to be a little bit too pink. This is Rouge Profound. There's definitely more red, more pink in there. I think those are all of the Chanel blushes and eyeshadows that I have that might be similar. Again, like I said when I was applying it, this is not an original color story. It is not. Is it beautiful? Yes, it is beautiful. And the longer that the makeup has sat on my face, and I have had to get up and take my son to work, so it's been on for a while now, I really, really like it. I think it is really, really pretty. I absolutely love the monochromatic look. I have never really done a monochromatic look. I've never used the same eyeshadow and blush to create one look, and I really, really like it. That said, this is not an original color story. It's just not. It is beautiful. I am really, really, really happy that I have it. It is definitely one that I'm going to be reaching for a lot, but it's not original. So, you know, hopefully these swatches helped show you that you may have these exact same colors in other quads or other palettes, but I do really like it. I'm not gonna lie, I think it is very, very pretty. But I would love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Are you planning on picking this up? Do you think that it is too similar to any of the other quads that you probably already have in your collection? Let me know down below. I would love to hear. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you found this video helpful, or if you like this video, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel and become a part of our luxury beauty community. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.